Johnny Nash's words as clear as ever. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Louisville City is home again, set to take on a Birmingham Legion side that is in their expansion season and off to a 2-loss start. Today's pregame presented by Four Roses Bourbon. Slugger Field finally clear of all the rain, 34 degrees. This is what happened last night, though, Matt. In total, it's a 15-hour rain delay.
Well, Bruce Squad doing their best to drive away the rain, but it wasn't to be. Yeoman duty from the grounds crew, trying to get the field playable. But Mother Nature had other ideas. She dumped more rain in the area, precipitated profusely. The wind was blowing, and the referees finally said enough is enough. We'll try and get it done another day.
So you know, we came up with dozens of puns to use over the course of this broadcast. Hartford last week, it was a win for Louisville. The offense finally felt like it clicked.
Finally clicking. Rasmussen having a really stellar performance. Omi getting into the show as well. Connecting the passes in and around the box, which is something that was missing from the first week of action. It's finally coming together for the boys in purple, and that was one heck of a strike from Luke Spencer with the left boot for his first of the season. Be good to see him get back to his 2017 form after such an injury-plagued season last year. It's going to be important for the success of Louisville City for him to be able to get the ball in the back of the net. On the other side, the Legion, they've had their struggles. They've created in front of net, but they haven't found the back of the twine. And that's something that John Hackworth is really concerned about, because he knows that at some point a team as talented as the Legion are going to find a way to put the ball in the back of the net. You got players like Chandler Hoffman that can just have the patience and the vision in front of goal.
Ironically, John Hackworth was worried the floodgates would open. Appears they already have. Chandler Hoffman, 3 years ago with Louisville, 15 goals, 67 in his USL career, one of the most prolific scorers in the championship, and he looks for his first game back at Slugger Field to be a big one. Louisville City, twice reigning champions, finally ready to go. 10 a.m. kickoff. Does it get better than this? Birmingham, Louisville coming up next.
It's a simple truth. There is no better place than where you are right now. Celebrate the moment. Feed the wolf.
And with great deals on all these Toyotas, you can make plans to go anywhere.
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 Woo! Hello?
Get a low-mileage lease on a stylish new 2019 Corolla for $199 a month, the dynamic new Camry for $219 a month, or get $22.50 cash back on a thrilling new Avalon.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
We are those searching the unlimited, the unrestrained. Those that understand that life is a pursuit. Feed the wolf.
Complaining about your allergies won't make them go away, but calling Family Allergy and Asthma can. We offer the most effective treatments available to help you find relief. No more symptoms means no more complaining. Family Allergy and Asthma.
One of the questions I'm often asked is, what's my case worth? Of course, that depends on your injuries. But if you'd like to get an idea, go to forthepeople.com and look at our recent verdicts in court. You'll see accidents and injuries just like yours. We try more accident cases to verdict than any firm in America, and it allows us to settle early because the insurance industry knows about our reputation and results. Numbers don't lie. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Since 1923, COSAIR Charities has shown children their potential instead of their obstacles. So they see the world as a place of possibility, where great things can take flight. When you support COSAIR Charities, you help elevate every aspect of a child's life. Together, our kids, an entire community, can reach new heights. There's so much more to do. Join us by donating today.
Isn't it time to finally do something about your allergies? Rush allergy shots at Family Allergy and Asthma can begin to work in as little as 1 day, so you can find permanent relief faster than ever. Don't wait to feel better. Family Allergy and Asthma.
It's the earliest start time in the history of Louisville City. They're set to take on Birmingham Legion as we welcome you into the broadcast today. It's brought to you by GE Appliances, expansion side Birmingham in Louisville for the first time. A look at the starting lineups, and they're presented by UPSjobs.com. Matt, no changes for Louisville from what we saw last night.
You wouldn't expect to. It's going to be really important how those three in the midfield combine. Will Williams be the holding player, or will there be a rotation? We've seen McCabe last week playing the holding role, but there's got to be discipline from those three in the center area of the pitch. For Legion FC, they've got a lot of players, a lot of talent all over the pitch. We've already highlighted Hoffman. Haribo in the midfield. He's going to look to try and control things for the visitors, and if Louisville aren't able to contain him, then he'll be able to pick the passes and really put Louisville under some pressure. Culbertson and Avila have to get forward as well.
As Tom Sohn leading the side in their first ever season. There were more fans here last night, but we will get this one in. The rain's gone, and we're finally ready to play 15 hours after the initial planned start time. Louisville City, Birmingham Legion, first ever meeting from Slugger Field in Kentucky. And a turnover to Brian Wright, who slips it through a bit too far. Today's first half brought to you by El Nopal Mexican Cuisine. Be sure to visit any of 27 Louisville area locations. La Fiesta starts here. Proud partner of Louisville City FC.
The initial start won't be pleasing to John Hackworth. He was very disappointed the way that the ball was passed once the pressure was broken and already a turnover.
Ownby was looking for Spencer. Slide in to prevent some pretty significant damage there early on.
It's going both ends at the moment. That was better from the home team, but prior to that, as I said, it was a turnover, a sloppy pass that led to the slipped through ball that just didn't find the foot of Wright.
And Matt, to your point, in speaking with John Hackworth, it's clear he's a performance-based guy as much as results. He's happy to get a win last time out. He didn't feel like the performance, in particular about 20 minutes in the second half, was up to their standard.
It definitely wasn't, and he made the point in the conversation in the week that once the initial pressure was broken, he was happy with breaking the pressure, but then the passes got sloppy up the pitch, and again, another example there, just going straight to the opposition, and that makes life very difficult because immediately your defenders are under pressure, and we're so familiar with Jimenez and whomever plays at the right back position today, it's Tosh, getting forward quickly. That puts a lot of pressure on Craig and Sahai in the middle of the defensive line to get back and hold their position and stop the counter.
Jimenez chested back Spencer. Rasmussen. Ownby looking down the middle, cutting it in front. He's looking for Niall McCabe. Thumbs up from McCabe. It'll be a throw for Louisville's Jimenez. It seems clear that that's an area that Louisville's going to be looking to get at. Eric Avila playing at that right back position. Spent last year, like most everybody on the Las Vegas Lights FC roster, doing whatever it is they wanted, wherever it is they wanted on the field. Davis slipped through to Spencer. It's knocked right back.
Speedy Williams is at the point of the inverted triangle, allowing Rasmussen and McCabe to get forwards in the attack. We've already seen Rasmussen ability to shape for the shot, draw in the defender, and then spring Ownby on the left flank. Ball into the near post was a dangerous one.
Kassim bounces out to Speedy Williams, who returns international duty with Jamaica. It's by Jimenez, and there's Erivo. Came in from New England. Lined across Avila, and Lunt will make the grab. Today's keys to the game are powered by Kentucky Lottery, who remind you that lottery proceeds fund college scholarship and grant programs, including every dollar of the popular Keys Scholarship Program. Matt, you want to see Louisville watch for that long ball that was a problem last week.
I was watching for that long ball. It's not really in the MO of the visitors, but they may have seen something on tape last week And in watching for that long ball, you've got to make sure that you win the second ball from the ball played forward, and that was a problem for Lou City against Hartford. And you've got to deny time in the center area of the pitch. Herivot is so talented on the ball, he will pick the passes out. But for Legion FC, they connect well, they stay together as a group, but they've got to get further up the pitch. They haven't really found ways to consistently get in their opponent's attacking third. And that's a problem when you have players like Chandler Hoffman with only one shot in 180 minutes played.
And Van Oekel kick it away. Came from Oklahoma City last year. With the return of Cody Lorendi for Energy FC, there's a logical chance for Van Oekel to get a fresh start. Chance to potentially be the lead man. This is his second start in 3 games.
It's interesting off that long clearance that Spencer had dropped back into the center area of the pitch, trying to win the ball, and then that creates width with Davis the fourth and Omby on the flanks to try and spring them wide. And Rasmussen and Spencer then sprint through the middle to get on any ensuing cross. Possession wasn't there for Lou City to try that attack, but you can see what they're trying to create. They keep Culbertson and Avila occupied in the back line for Legion FC.
Hoffman shoved away from the ball. Throw Louisville. And you can see the field there, and look, I know it's 2 different surfaces. Say what you will. Ultimately, the grounds crew has done a very good job of making this, after torrential rain for 10 hours yesterday, a legitimately playable surface.
They did a fantastic job.
Turned over and shipped through. That's got a bit too much pace to find Hoffman. Runs all the way to Loon.
You saw him out there with the squeegees and the blowers, just trying to find a way to get the water off the surface. And I think I would have just given up the ghost a long time before they did. Mother Nature just opening up the heavens and dumping more and more rain on their heads.
Loon would have needed water wings to play goal in the first half.
Water wings and his Wellington boots.
Louisville into the attack. Rasmussen nearly slipped through. Will bounce free to Ownby. Return from Rasmussen is poked aside. And comes to Erivo.
Davis the fourth was in acres of space, having gotten goal side of Culbertson. The pass was not seen by Rasmussen.
Kyle Fisher. Jay Heaps was tracking going all the way back to Clemson. You look at the brain trust for Birmingham, it's got fingerprints of New England all over it. Jay Heaps, former head coach there, Tom Sohn, Connor Smith, a bunch of players with experience for the Revs. Tosh spins away.
Legion FC are doing a really good job, Mike, of stopping Williams' ability to switch the point of attack. So we see a lot of balls forced into the predictable areas that the visitors are trying to corral Lou City into, or force the long switch pass. It takes a long time to happen. It allows the defense to shift. See right there, Herivot just not allowing Williams to use the short pass to Jimenez. Ends up going for the long ball to Omby, who does well with it.
Omby allowed that through. It's down to Davis. Omby's switched onto the right. That long dragging run across. Off the overload, Omby as it's stabbed away. And Johnson carries forward.
That's why Legion FC have been struggling. They win the ball, but don't get up the pitch quite quickly enough for my taste as a unit. Hoffman and Wright were not really available up top. Maybe one of those two players has to drop a little bit and be the link-up player with the defenders and the midfielders.
There's Tommy Sohn. Last year was a scout for the Columbus Crew. Has won a Supporters Shield and a U.S. Open Cup as the head man at DC United. McCabe. Holding ball across. Avila clears that easily. This portion of today's match brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
Strong challenges from either team. Referee Mike Laverne blowing the whistle.
I haven't given nearly enough credit to the fact the referees stayed over last night. This woe is me, woe is them.
Everybody would have been using their GE appliances to dry their respective uniforms.
What boots were being used by the goalkeepers?
The Wellington boots.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the players probably stuck the newspapers in the toes of their football boots to dry them out.
Well, stretch beyond Spencer. Well, 10 minutes gone. Birmingham's first season in the USL Championship. It's their first ever road game. Bring in plenty of guys with USL Championship experience, Van Okel among them. Many guys with Major League Soccer experience as well. We got a Louisville side that's become the purple and gold standard of USL Championship over the last 2 years, having won the USL Cup. Menez dropping that right on the foot of Davis. McCabe. Ricochets off of Speedy Williams. Johnson lost it in space. Paco Craig running forward. Slid backwards. Rasmussen spins around entirely. Mikey Lopez takes over. Turned over to Jimenez. Rasmussen. Runs away from Spencer. Well, Birmingham rue their inability to get this ball further away from goal.
They're doing a really good job putting white shirts around the ball defensively, but it is at the expense of going forwards. More of a diamond formation in the center area of the pitch. Makes the attacking formation very narrow.
Spencer trying to get through. Ball ricochets free. Van Okel makes the save on Rasmussen. And McCabe fires it way over the bar.
Almost looked like McCabe had too much time. He was trying to shape his shot too carefully. Ends up leaning back and ballooning it over the crossbar. This was a good attack from the home team. Starts with Jimenez, header forwards. Laurent did well, but got really unlucky with the ricochet. But that's a fine save from Van Okel off the foot of Rasmussen. And you can see the disappointment of number 7 and the relief of number 22 for the visitors. Good reaction, kick save from the goalkeeper.
Steve Cook was his coach last year in Oklahoma City. He told me it looks like he takes up half the goal. Did look that way on that last attempt, didn't it, Van Okel?
It did. That's what you want to do as a goalkeeper. Find a way to make the base of your triangle look as small as possible. Oh, Nelko did a great job on that occasion.
Away from Prosper Kasim.
I'm expecting Kasim to play out on the right flank a little bit more, but he's in the middle of part of that diamond formation. It puts a lot of pressure on Culbertson and Avila to get forwards, and that's really tough against a formation from Lou City. And you've got Ombi on the left and Davis the fourth on the right, backed up by Jimenez and Tosh.
Davis, slide by Lopez, bounce off of Davis a second time. Well, there are still fans sort of gradually making their way in. The team made parking free around Slugger Field. Tickets from yesterday were applicable to today. John Hackworth in his first full season as the head coach. Last year led the team for 18 games. Taking over after the departure of James O'Connor.
Slow to wake up on this cold and blustery morning. It's tough to get out of your bed when you're all tucked up nice and warm. It's great to see the fans coming out, supporting the team.
Stuck in Craig and commits a clear foul on Erivo.
Challenge, Craig leaving his feet. The yellow card giving for challenges like that. Referee keeping the yellow card in his pocket.
Kyle Culbertson allowed Johnson to strike. Williams over Erivo. Spencer knocks it ahead. Ownby. Davis making a run. Can Williams keep this alive? No. Jimenez. Davis. Options out in front of him. It's Rasmussen he picks out. Looking for Davis. Flies it high! And it's knocked wide. Niall McCabe at the back post unleashing.
Couple of tough opportunities for McCabe that he's not been able to put on target. Lovely build-up on the counter-attack. I love this ball played by Rasmussen over to the back post. Again, McCabe trying to shape the shot. Be careful to hit the target. Wasn't able to get the purchase he quite wanted. Van Oekel was struggling. Wasn't sure where that ball was going.
Ownby pings it back. With Louisville. Team in the USL Championship last year scored more goals than Louisville City did. They were the team to make the deepest run in the US Open Cup from the championship and ultimately won the USL Cup.
At times I've seen some splashes on the ground from all that water that fell yesterday. On that infield area. They're doing a really good job of dealing with the adversity that they were faced with last night and challenging conditions.
Brian Wright wide, and Birmingham still in search of their first goal. Well, he stripped that away and walked in by his lonesome. That was a tough angle to try and beat Loon.
Another one of those sloppy passes. Jimenez getting the ricochet, going over his head. Craig was struggling. Unfortunately for the visitors, Wright was left. Goalkeeper's positioning was good. We talked about Van Oekel making the goal look small. Lunt did exactly that at the other end. Love that, hey, settle down motion from the goalkeeper, but the heart was pounding for Mr. Lunt in net for Lou City, I can tell you.
This portion of today's broadcast brought to you by Republic Bank. 19th minute, and Louisville into the attacking third again. Spencer will bounce this off a defender. Corner ahead for Louisville.
New City are able to connect the passes going forwards. They look dangerous. They've got to avoid those sloppy ones that we saw moments ago that provide the cheap turnover, the cheap opportunities for Legion FC.
On the corner, headed down, Sawahi. That's a great save, Van Oekel. Took that right off of Speedy Williams' foot and does not allow a rebound.
This is a fantastic save. Down quickly, down bravely. Great anticipation. You can see right here, he knows where the turn is coming, where the ball is probably going to go. Using all of his experience. Down to his right. Fantastic job, Van Oekel.
Spencer goes down in a heap. Mikey Lopez, ever the competitor, trying to make his case.
Laurent going into the back of Spencer. Big central defender making his presence known. Tell you, that save from Van Oekel just moments ago should certainly be looked at for the top 5 of the week. And everything that you need from the goalkeeper: bravery, anticipation, and then not giving up the rebound either. The referee Mike Levine giving the yellow card out to Laurent for his trouble. Yellow card presented by Four Roses Bourbon.
A couple cups of that were handed out last night, no?
Got to keep yourself warm on a cold and wet night.
There's the service, header back post. Will float by. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world since 1947. Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit selectsportamerica.com.
Great work from Omby, putting Fisher under pressure from the short goal kick.
Bouncing ball toward Rasmussen. Kasim kept it away from Tosh for a moment. Throw Louisville.
This is all coming from that pressure from Omby. Force the errant pass out for the throw-in. Sometimes it's pressure that pays off. You don't have to win the ball as far as a tackle is concerned, but you can force the errant pass, win the ball in other areas.
Jimenez, Cabe had his finger pointed up. He wanted it. This is struck. Whoa, wide. That is long distance for a guy who usually doesn't call collect. Sean Tosh.
He scored one from distance, I think, in the US Open Cup
last
year, so we know that he can do it. I think that one was a little ambitious from the right fullback. Van Oekel was interested for a moment, though.
In the end, it was Scouse's house behind the goal that was more concerned that that ball was going to make its way in there. Tosh has rebounded nicely after what was a difficult opener for him. Coaching staff clear they want a little more out of him. He is playing a bit out of position. Ways Louisville could go moving forward. Not the least intriguing would be going back to the 3-back.
That first game was a challenging one. It felt like a lot of the goals came down North Carolina FC's left flank where Tosh was playing. Certainly in his last start, he was a much better player in that area of the pitch. And if he continues to get minutes as the right fullback, he's just going to become more and more assured. He's too good not to be. He filled in at that position at times last year on substitutions, dictated that he moved out from his central defending role.
Well done, Avila, to make the run. And a simple clearance. Jimenez will give and go. Slid away by Johnson. Williams. Davis. Bypassing Culbertson. Flag stayed down as Rasmussen dragged his run. Laurent takes it right back for Birmingham.
Avila's cross was a good one, but didn't really have that many targets into the box because Legion FC was slow coming up in support. Once Jimenez got the ball, he needs to stay out wide because of the box that is in the center area of the pitch for the visitors. Makes things very congested in there. If Jimenez can either dribble the ball out wide or perhaps combine with Spencer to then deliver the ball out, back out to the flank, Blue City FC will have a lot of success getting out wide and into the attacking third with the width.
Hervo. Avila pushed by McCabe. Free kick for the Legion.
Be a little bit more patient there from McCabe. Strong into the challenge, not under control. Great opportunity from the set piece. McCabe never got set. Too high in the challenge. A lot more controlled than that. Find a way to get goal side. Was never really in position to make the challenge.
Daniel Johnson took the last. Culbertson throws his right arm up. Culbertson back set. Hit on a volley by Kasim. Swahi, the initial defensive header. And if you're Birmingham, there is some anticipation of the fact that they have played consistently better in the second half of games than they have the first. Tommy Son has said to the local media that there are those little inklings of a young team sort of finding itself. They changed formation at halftime of their last match, a 1-0 loss to Ottawa. Birmingham does have options on the table. Davis working with Jimenez, who crosses. Lifted away by Laurent.
There's that space that I was talking about for Blue City FC. Down the flank in combination. Jimenez choosing to come back inside with the early cross, but could have delivered the ball back out wide.
McCabe crossing. Spencer won't get there, and Fisher got ahead to it. Keep it away. And Louisville's player coach turned captain this year in the absence of Paolo Piccolo. Will line up for an ensuing corner.
Fisher does well defensively. And Johnson and Culbertson will be thankful that he did, because on the double team they did poorly defensively. It was too easy for Ombi to split the double. Good cross in. Fisher, nice defensive header facing his own goal.
Jimenez. Easy for Culbertson.
That wasn't his Sunday best.
Little pick and roll off the referee. come back to Williams. Alexi.
It was a moving pick, wasn't it? Isn't that, that's not allowed.
It's an offensive foul. Davis playing it out in front towards Spencer. Came loose. Tosh trying to get by Johnson. There's the service. Rasmussen scores for Louisville. They're out in front, shy of the half-hour mark. And Rasmussen's incredible start to 2019 continues.
If he keeps on this form, he'll be back on the team of the week. Created the width to Duluth City. This time the ball comes in at the beginning of the attacking third. Tosh with a little hesitation movement. You see it right here. Freezes Johnson, creates the space, delivers the cross perfectly. And there is Rasmussen timing the leap. The header was perfectly technically done. Down, and the goalkeeper Van Oekel changing his direction, couldn't get back and make the save.
That goal presented by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education, Kentucky Lottery. Second goal to go with 2 assists. And the numbers aren't staggering, but what Magnus Rasmussen has done this year. Breaking in, Kasim! The first goal in Birmingham history is a beauty! The Legion level it less than a minute after the last goal. Welcome to the championship, Birmingham Legion.
Well, we thought Kasim would be playing on the right for the first 29 minutes and change. He'd been playing centrally. Finally, he pops out to this right side. Duluth City are asleep. Jimenez is not in position, and that is really well done. Lund anticipating the ball, perhaps a right-footed shot across the face of goal. And Kasim with lovely skill with the outside of the left foot, just puts it into the roof of the net.
210 minutes without a goal, over for Birmingham. And as John Hackworth explained, and Van Oekel slid out to grab this, and Spencer's gotten a finger wag from the referee. They're giving that a little too much chase. Will the floodgates open for a team that everyone in the league acknowledges has ample firepower, but just hadn't been clicking early in the season? The fans that are here just hoping, well, not today.
If Duluth City don't pay more attention defensively, fell into a little bit of a coma there after scoring their own goal. Kasim took great advantage as the ball was played forward beautifully.
Hey, Lou City fans, this season First Financial Bank supports the Lou City community by donating $500 to the Boys and Girls Club of Kentuckiana each time Louisville City scores the first goal. And the goal by Louisville's Magnus Rasmussen was tonight's first goal. Thank you to First Financial Bank for their support, Louisville City and our community. Boy, that was 45 seconds from $500 fewer for Boys and Girls Club. Spencer. It was nice of Birmingham to let Louisville give a little money to charity before they found their first. Williams.
Well, Lou City could make a deal to get some more money. I mean, each team they play, will spot us one, we'll spot you one.
Somewhere, Lunt and Van Oekel are like, no, stop it.
There's Avila with the assist on that Kasim goal. Good early pass out wide to the flank. Understanding that Jimenez had stepped forwards. Space was in behind. Kasim just took it so well. Knowing where the pressure was going to come from over his left shoulder from Jimenez trying to get back, and it could be argued that Lunt maybe went to ground a little bit easily, but Certainly he would have been anticipating that shot across his face.
Well, eventually you have to take something away, no?
You have to. Part of goalkeeping is reading the play. And we saw it with Van Okel off of the turned effort inside the 6 from Speedy Williams. The anticipation of the goalkeeper, which led to a fine save.
Ownby, plenty of purple in this attack and stepping out. Mikey Lopez deflected away. Lopez with New York City in MLS and on to San Antonio. Lopez, one of the blockbuster signings for Birmingham. This portion of today's game brought to you by Sullivan University.
It's a little unusual just moments ago from Ownby. It seemed to be caught in two minds and passing off the responsibility. So used to him just getting the head down and getting to the byline or beating his defender and having a crack on frame.
Throw coming for Tosh, a champion in Rochester and a champion again last year in Louisville. Rasmussen waiting, now slipping through. Ownby, and it's right at Van Okel. Van Okel firing this away to Prosper Kasim. And right, crossing, the chance is in! It's Chandler Hoffman feeling at home again in Louisville. The Legion have their first ever lead.
He has a devastating left foot. And this is opening up to an end-to-end game. Ownby has his opportunity saved. Avila did a really good job of taking away the angle. Distribution from the goalkeeper. Finding the ball out wide to right. And that is a fantastic ball across. But this was not easy from Hoffman. Places it perfectly. Puts his teammates on his back. Kasim, the scorer of the first, celebrating with Hoffman. That was a fine effort from the former Lou City man.
15 goals in Louisville in 2016, and that's his 68th goal in USL Championship competitions. That includes the playoffs. 36th minute, and it has been 3 goals in the last 7 minutes between the two teams. So they did bring their Sunday best.
Certainly have. What can Lou City do now? I think back to the first game of the season against North Carolina FC. Lou City had lots of opportunities in the first 30 minutes, didn't capitalize on any of them. Ended up losing the game 4-1. Have the team matured from there? Can they come back? To overcome a deficit last time out.
Hoffman dropping in. Last few years at Real Monarchs, the affiliate of Real Salt Lake. And did score a lot of big goals for a team that did win the regular season championship a couple of years ago. Midway through last year, felt the call to come home with professional soccer coming to Birmingham. And the Legion could not, in their dreams, have found a better man, better player, better advertisement for their club than Chandler Hoffman. You talk to him and he just has this competitive fire to him where he knows he's a goal scorer and he knows he's as good as anybody there is at scoring goals in this country. Dropping back, Johnson returns. There is that dynamic goal scorer, Hoffman. There's the cross for Hoffman. Kept in play, right! Saved off the line by Lund. Crawling backwards, pulling it from the brink.
What a wonderful save. Smart play from Hoffman. He knew he was in an offside position, made no attempt to play the ball. The goalkeeper concentrates and makes a tremendous save. It truly would have been devastating with 6 minutes to go before halftime to concede again. Ball bouncing up. Craig with the header out. Ball comes back in. And that ball did not cross the line. It was Johnson with the header through. There's Hoffman not making a play on it. There's Wright trying to find out whether it goes across or not. It certainly doesn't. The whole ball has to go beyond the white line. Mike Laverne, the referee, gives a thumbs up to the assistant on this near sideline saying good job. And that is absolutely the right call from the assistant.
Breland on camera down there, and Gage Tillotson, our director, just got VAR level stuff there. Jimenez whipping this forward. Comes toward Ownby. Play it back along. You don't always get a shot quite that on point. I mean, that is inches. Van Oekel comes out with a punch. Net's empty. Hit on a line. Turning effort. Craig, no. And Lopez will walk away. And this game has gone from 0 to 100 really quickly.
Blue City, though, they're just trying to be a little too careful with some of those opportunities. Need to be a little bit more decisive in and around the penalty area. Van Oekel was struggling. Goalkeeper gambled and came up clutching at air. May have been Rasmussen that tried to turn it on frame. In the end, it was easily cleared by the defending team. Van Oekel's making a case for goalkeeper beard of the year already.
Ownby slipping ahead. Rasmussen. Play will come back. The locals don't appreciate that. There's a foul just beyond the halfway line in the Birmingham half.
It's one of my more favorite obscure awards of the year in the USL is Beard of the Year.
Somewhere Matt Pickens, like, he doesn't even have the best beard in the conference. Step up to me.
Was it Lorendi that won it last year?
Well, he dealt with that devastating knee injury, and so you've got those two on the same roster, Lorendi and Van Oekel. I mean, I suppose that's an obscure award if you consider us giving an award for that being obscure, but give that thing 3 months. Let's see if he can handle some Alabama heat. Goodness gracious.
I wouldn't last 3 days. I'm just jealous. Too many bare spots and too much grey for me to go for that.
Got the accent. That's what counts.
Sometimes.
2 minutes away from first half stoppage. Birmingham, the last 2 goals here, take their first ever lead. Their first 2 goals in franchise history. Team that over their bye week last week echoed the sentiment that they feel they can still have a really special season. And you hear so often from coaches, you can't win the league in the first month, but you can lose it. 3 weeks in, Birmingham's only played 2 games. There's a long way to go. Ahead by Spencer. Deflected back. There's nothing that isn't still on the table for Birmingham, even if there is some obvious disappointment that they weren't able to take advantage of those first 2 games at home in front of that great crowd at BBVA Compass Field, Birmingham. Bounces out to Jimenez. plays the early ball, back post, lifted across, off the crossbar, and bounds out.
That was Tosh arriving late, trying to put it back in the mixer, trying to hit the target. Again, success for Jimenez and Lou City down this near sideline. Bounce is not quite going the way. That ball skipped off the surface as Tosh was coming in. Maybe the moisture on the ground is forcing that ball a little bit quicker onto the foot of the right fullback.
Kasim reversing out Johnson. Crossing too high. Chandler Hoffman, his arms are outstretched.
Hoffman was open through that whole sequence and then made that darting run into the 6. The ball just out of his reach. An illustration there of how dangerous Hoffman can be. See, his experience and intelligence, he just knows how to time that movement into the goal area.
All the way through to Van Okel. Pick it up. Stoppage time presented by Sullivan University. Referees adding 1 minute. Last year when John Hackworth took over the team, he was describing to us how players still want to be taught even at the top of their game. And he spoke about coming in the U.S. national team camp with Landon Donovan. Donovan, after the first training, basically said, show me what you got. Come show me after practice ways I can improve my finishing, what runs I should be making, and they went on for half an hour, and those little things really do add up. Chandler Hoffman played as a youth and eventually as a pro with the Union under John Hackworth. Whoa, found Omby. Flag was up, and that should send us to halftime. But Hoffman may be the best movement off the ball of any player in USL. Multiple coaches have said that. He's not, Matt, dynamically faster than everybody else. He just knows the game.
And that's a great point. There are 3 types of speed. There's the physical, the technical, and the intelligence. And he certainly doesn't have the top speed physically, but he makes up for it in spades with the intelligence and the technical ability.
Kasim with the first goal in Birmingham history in the 31st. And then Chandler Hoffman, former Louisville man. Home is where the Hoffman is. 36th minute. 5 minutes later, their first ever lead. And Louisville goes to the dressing room, having held a lead for a minute's time. Rasmussen with the goal, ultimately trailing 2-1. When we come back, we'll tell you about the former chairman of Louisville City and all Louisville did to remember Wayne last week. And we'll take a look at halftime highlights, stats, and more. It's right around the bend. Legion lead Louisville 2-1 at the half.
In designing and building the all-new RAV4, Toyota redefined what a compact SUV could be, and the experts have taken notice. Street-savvy, off-road capable vehicles in 3 distinct versions. The stylish, luxurious Limited, the rugged Adventure Grade, and the sporty, powerful XSE Hybrid. With Toyota Safety Sense 2.0 standard. Now get $1,000 finance cash on a new RAV4 or a low-mileage lease on a RAV4 LE for $209 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Since 1923, Corsair Charities has shown children their potential instead of their obstacles. So they see the world as a place of possibility, where great things can take flight. When you support Corsair Charities, you help elevate every aspect of a child's life. Together, our kids, an entire community, can reach new heights. There's so much more to do. Join us by donating today.
Out of all the things I'm proud of, our phenomenal client reviews is at the top of the list. Hundreds of 5-star reviews on Google. We call these client reviews trustimonials. At Morgan & Morgan, we also have a full-time client success team. As a client, you can reach our team at any time with a trustimony or with any question or concern you have, and you can be sure that our team is on it right away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan for the people.
At Dr. Mark Lennon Associates, I focus on taking care of my family, but I also focus on taking care of your family. We firmly believe that you've got to give back. Our primary goal is to do what's right for the patient. If that means glasses, contacts, or treating an eye condition, we will be sure you get the care that you need. We want to take care of you the same way we take care of all our family. This is our family. And here at Dr. Mark Lennon Associates, we're focused on your family, the community, and most importantly, your vision.
Can't we all get along?
Blue Cheer Bayrum presents Kenny Chesney, Songs for the Saints Tour.
No shoes.
April 4th, KFC Yum Center.
No problem.
With special guests David Lee Murphy and Caroline Jones. Tickets on sale now with Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Messina Touring Group and AEG presents.
Stuff, but we're all right.
Welcome back to Louisville. 2-1 Birmingham over Louisville City. And if they were to hang on, boy, would this be some kind of result. Today's halftime report is brought to you by Game On Mouthguards. Let's show you why. Louisville City at home is as difficult to beat, Matt, as any team in USL. The numbers are fairly staggering their time in the championship.
It is staggering, and it's a real home field advantage, not only with the great fans, but with the setup of the stadium as well. And it's no surprise to me that Lou City are so successful at home at Slugger Field.
Of course, a new stadium is coming next year, and it was 5 years ago that it became clear Louisville would be home to professional soccer. Robert Wayne Estopinal helping to bring soccer to USL and to Louisville City. It was in December that he passed away with two others in a plane crash. Last week, the first home game since that time, armbands worn by all the players. There was a moment of silence before the game, and the fans responded as, well, great supporters do, with a brilliant tifo in respect for a man who brought so much joy to the thousands of people that watch Louisville City every week. Brad Estes, the Louisville team president, with this quote, including the fact that his innovation, leadership, and hard work, his contributions to the community are something that the community and the team are incredibly grateful. All our best to Wayne's family, and well, this Louisville City franchise will continue to be a blossoming example of what he brought to the Derby City. It's 2-1 Birmingham at halftime. League One has launched in USL, so there's now the Championship, League One, and League Two. And all those games are available on ESPN+. Here's a look at what League One means for the larger USL. Alex Morel scored the first goal in USL League One history. They've already had a hat trick. The first points accumulated by Tormenta, and John Hark's Greenville fell 1-0 on Friday night. Welcome back to today's halftime report, brought to you by Game On Mouthguards. Birmingham with the lead. Let's take a look at some news and notes. Matt, obviously League One has begun. The Cameron Iwasa hat trick last week in 11 minutes. Sacramento showing the teeth of a front runner. OKC had been a team to beat in the early going this year.
Have been a team to beat. Iwasa is such a great player. That was a wonderful hat trick that he scored in a very short period of time. The development of the game of soccer, USL is such an important part of that in this country, and League One is just a step in the right direction. And the Roughnecks, they're going great guns. Really retooled the whole team from last season, and so far it's really come on, and they've got the rewards for putting the hard work in the off season. And talking about hard work, some great games played all over the league yesterday. New York Red Bulls 2 beating Memphis 901 FC 3-2. That was a fine game. St. Louis, they continue their good run of form. Charlotte Independence not getting the goals that they want to score. And perhaps one of the biggest surprises, we thought when the first goal went in, it was going to be a bit of a snooze fest, but Pittsburgh and Bethlehem still, they did not disappoint. They came back to a real barn burner with a 2-2 tie.
Bethlehem bringing a teenage goalkeeper to the occasion. He ends up saving a penalty, and Pittsburgh has to settle for a 2-2 draw. A bit of a shocker there. Bob Lilly's side giving up far more goals than we're used to. That was your Commonwealth Credit Union roundup, scores from around the league from the weekend. It's 2-1 Birmingham over Louisville. Got first half highlights coming up right after the break.
Complaining about your allergies won't make them go away, but calling Family Allergy and Asthma can. We offer the most effective treatments available to help you find relief. No more symptoms means no more complaining. Family Allergy and Asthma.
Since 1923, COSAIR Charities has shown children their potential instead of their obstacles. So they see the world as a place of possibility, where great things can take flight. When you support COSAIR Charities, you help elevate every aspect of a child's life. Together, our kids, an entire community, can reach new heights. There's so much more to do. Join us by donating today.
5,000 years of Chinese music and dance in one night. Incredible, groundbreaking, a cultural phenomenon. A must-see. Experience Shenyun. Coming to the Kentucky Center, May 1st only. Buy tickets now at shenyun.com/Louisville.
Is your family like this? Or maybe this? If so, keep your carpets clean with help from MaxCare. MaxCare offers steam carpet cleaning, upholstery and ceramic tile floor cleaning, 24/7 emergency water extraction, and duct cleaning. MaxCare also offers dust-free hardwood refinishing and can even install new hardwood if you're looking to change the look of your home. Call us today for a free estimate.
We are a locally owned and family-operated business. MaxCare, it's not just our name, it's our promise.
Isn't it time to finally do something about your allergies? Rush allergy shots at Family Allergy and Asthma can begin to work in as little as 1 day, so you can find permanent relief faster than ever. Don't wait to feel better. Family Allergy and Asthma.
It's 2-1 Birmingham over Louisville at halftime. Game On Mouthguards presenting today's halftime report. As we're still shy of noon with Matt Stubbington, Mike Watts on hand, let's take a look at first half highlights. And things really ratcheted up around the half-hour mark, but this is a game where Louisville found pretty good chances in the early going.
Did a fine job getting into the attacking third, and that was a fine job from Van Oekel, saving the ball off the foot of Rasmussen. Laurent unlucky with the Kareem off of the foot of Spencer, and Rasmussen couldn't turn it into the back of the net thanks to that fine effort from the goalkeeper. And there was some turnovers dealt with by Lou City. Wright coming in, wasn't able to put that one on frame. Goalkeeper Lunt making the goal line look very small. Good positioning from him. And then just snatching his shot was Mr. Wright. Calming words from the goalkeeper And then another fine effort from Van Oekel. Great anticipation on this save. Positioning, movement, understanding where the ball was going to be played from Speedy Williams, and down bravely at the feet of number 80 was the goalkeeper. But this was the go-ahead goal as Rasmussen puts it into the back of the net. It was a fine cross from Tosh after a little hesitation move, freezing Johnson. And there was Rasmussen just picking the spot to perfection. Avila, not moments later, puts the ball early out to the right flank. Kasim hadn't been playing out there very much. He'd been in the middle of the park. Luntz again trying to fill the goal. And understanding where the goalkeeper was, Kasim decided, I'm not going to go across the face of you. I'm going to go right to the near post. And going to the far post on this occasion was right, connecting with Hoffman. And he delivers the ball back across the frame with that famous left foot of his. Kasim jumps on his back. Lunt doesn't know what he could have done to save it. It was a fine effort from the visitors. And could have had another one right before the break as the ball comes in from the head of Johnson. Right is there. Hoffman was in an offside position. Didn't make a play on the ball. The goalkeeper concentrates, gets a touch, and then claws it back from across the line. It didn't go all the way over. Wouldn't have counted. And good job from the assistant on the near sideline to make the decision right. And we went to the locker room 2-1. And that's where we stand as the kickoff for the second half takes place.
2-1 Legion over Louisville. What a moment this could be for Birmingham. This portion of today's game brought to you by Luna Azul Tequila. It's never too early, I suppose.
So it's
the official tequila of Blue City.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Yeah, in a different Birmingham, perhaps. It's a little. It'd be about 5 o'clock in Birmingham.
I'm not sure they've heard of tequila in Birmingham.
You'd know better than I. Throw for Birmingham Legion, one of 7 expansion teams, USL Championship here. Ownby fired out of a cannon. Playing it out in front, Rasmussen. Slide in, Rasmussen to ground, and there's the whistle.
Craig will feel a little hard done by that because the foul could have gone the other way. Look at the vision works, what to look for in the second half of play. And you've got to keep the width if you lose City. That's where they had most of their success down both flanks. And Legion FC, they've got to manage the transition both defensively and, as we saw, their success in the first 45 minutes is on the offense as quick balls played forwards, causing problems. The second goal was Van Oekel delivering the ball quickly out wide. It allowed Wright to get forwards and deliver the cross to Hoffman. And on the first goal, it was Avila with that ball delivered out to Kasim. Understanding that the outside defenders for Lou City get forwards on the attack quickly, and that's where the space is to be exploited if you can get the ball going diagonally across the field and up into the space with enough speed.
Tosh hitting that backwards, and ultimately Davis knocking that off the chest. Rasmussen. Now Williams. Ownby sprinting forward and headed back by Avila. Snapped up by Van Oekel.
John Hackworth in the middle of the week said Avila is a good player. He's not really a right fullback. I'd say he's doing a pretty good job in that position this afternoon, or this morning I should say. You did say we haven't reached noon yet.
No, this is our version of Premier League mornings. What, Liverpool's playing right now? What?
Another 19 minutes. The folks at home can stay with us until this one's concluded.
There's nothing wrong with a 2-screen house. Ball knocked backwards. Tosh for Davis, who had tucked in behind, provided a bit of cover.
There must be a way to do a split screen. I just have to open up more windows on my.
Culbertson. Driving into Ownby.
I like the way that Legion FC have done a fairly good job of consistently preventing the easy switching of the point of attack by Lou City.
Does it seem like they close down on the first touch a little bit better than most? It seems like it's pretty stifling.
It is, and I think a lot of it is because they're picking up the pressure in their own half and around the halfway line. It makes it so difficult to break the team down. But that's what you want to do, though, is get players around the ball as quickly as possible. I'm surprised that the referee's allowing play to continue. That looked like a foul to me from Kasim. And Craig is furious, and I think he has every right to be.
Well, he's playing on a yellow card. Not that the foul was worthy, but you certainly don't want to run your mouth into a second yellow.
Well, definitely that was a foul from Craig, but
no doubt.
It should have been called before. John Hagworth having a word with the fourth official, saying, can we have it going both ways, please?
Boy, some kind of jacket from the fourth official.
There's that little shoulder charge, and could have gone both ways, and it looked like Craig was actually run over by Harivo instead of the other way around.
Ball crossed out. Attempt to hit that off the volley. Roll away from Hoffman.
So the assistant on that far sideline, and Culbertson could be double gangers.
Culbertson behind Ownby, those two taking a similar approach to follicle care. Culbertson, that could be dangerous. And allowed through to Jimenez by Davis. Jimenez crossing. Spencer, will he get there? Van Okel has to make the stop. Magnus Rasmussen was approaching the goal line. Corner Louisville.
Wonderful from the goalkeeper again. Good movement across his goal line. Jimenez calling Davis the fourth off. Nice touch. What a couple of touches that was from Jimenez. The shot probably wasn't what he wanted, but he delivers it in the right area.
On the corner, bounces all the way through towards Spencer. And slid back toward Arivo. He launches into the attacking half. McCabe knocked down right, dancing in, right onto his left, and in goes Ownby. Corner Birmingham, end-to-end stuff, and Ownby clearly got the worst of that, going in on what amounted to a block with his feet.
He's holding that left knee. Hopefully he'll be okay. But again, the players from Lou City looking to the fourth official, wondering why the whistle's not been blown. It's not going both ways. McCabe run over by Wright. This is a fine challenge from Ownby. And realizing after he claims the goal kick that actually my left leg is really sore. Fine work from number 10 getting back defensively. Yeah, I think that should have been blown a foul from the official. And athletic trainer challenging that knee. Lockman draw test, and will be not happy. Would you quit grabbing it? It really hurts.
One would think Abdu Baki Cham would be the logical choice. McMahon and Pay, both defenders, Matsoso, Francis, and Lucky Mkosana are available for Louisville on the day. They've already signaled over to the Louisville bench for a sub, and you can tell this isn't good for Brian Ownby. Goodness, if the guy could just catch a break. Last year, really frustrated at the end of the year, dealt with injuries. 2 years ago, he was as bright a light as Louisville had in their first championship season.
He's a wonderful player. He's up and moving with support.
Guy that actually has been around John Hackworth, Louisville's current coach, going all the way back to his youth national team days. He's known John Hackworth for well over a decade.
He's just a wonderful player, businesslike, just gets his head down to business, takes the defenders on 1v1. All about getting to the byline. I love his attitude and his ability to play the game. He's always going to be one of the first players on the scouting report for the opposition. It will be on Bucky Jump coming in place of Ownby. He's a young man who is a real talent, has an eye for goal. Prefer to be coming in as a substitute for a tactical move rather than an injury move. Ownby seems to be moving maybe a little bit more easily as he makes his way to the bench, but still has a little limp in his getup.
That substitution brought to you by MHS Global. Above and beyond. Ball is cleared initially. Will ricochet off Hoffman. It's off the ensuing corner. Slid away by McCabe, and Johnson will head back into the corner. Daniel Johnson, Maryland, then transferred into the University of Louisville. Born in Duluth, Georgia, eventually a first-round draft pick of Chicago. Johnson plays short. Johnson putting the moves on. Did get the ball away. Colbert's in. There's a little lack of clarity on whose that was. Gavila is down.
McCabe continues to cover a lot of ground. Works so hard for Lou City in the midfield. Catches the hill as Aviles tries to skip around the challenge. Johnson needs to deliver the ball off the set piece a little bit more quickly. The short corner took way too long to develop. So the injury to Ownby. Home team just need a collective intake of breath and control the emotions and find a way to get back into this match.
Birmingham, a few days to clear heads after 2 season opening losses. Then they went back to focus on fitness, a few days on tactics. Davis getting a big chunk of Culbertson, who's hobbled. Give and go work, Arivo comes out to Davis, not for long. Culbertson again. Davis got a big piece of him.
Again, it feels like the referee missed something, allowing play to continue, but the coaches won't thank him for it. Jogging over to this near sideline. Robertson's still on the turf. Captain comes across. Lopez, see what's going on with his left fullback. Captain saying, look, obviously there was some contact. There's the ball coming out. George Davis IV going to him. To me, that's definitely a foul. Why the referee didn't blow for it, I do not know. Trailing leg of Davis IV getting the ankle of Culbertson. See him up and moving. Ankle will free up eventually, hope for him. Smarts at the moment.
Culbertson, a native of Columbus, actually played at 3 different colleges. Went to Akron, then on to Columbia, and finished back at the Buckeye State at Ohio State. The guy who was at St. Louis last year. Draw good praise from Anthony Poulos. Harryville Wright came in on loan in recent weeks. Ball a bit behind. Snipped out before Hoffman took over. And Birmingham, who seemed a bit on their heels the first 30 minutes of this game, looked much better for the last half an hour, and not just on the scoreline. Paco Craig. Williams is cut by Laurent. Hoffman had started from an offside position.
I was wondering this in the first half, towards the end of the first 45 minutes, Mike, that maybe a tactical shift in the alignment of Legion FC had occurred, and looking at them now, it does feel to me that they're playing more of a 4-1-4-1 formation rather than the diamond in the midfield. It's allowed them to create some width, which causes problems out wide for Tosh and Jimenez to defend.
Maryville, advantage played. And now Davis has earned the foul. One wonders if persistent infringement will come into play. I think that's what Tom Son's trying to make clear to the official. This isn't Davis's first offense.
In fairness, Davis the fourth, his previous offenses have apparently been missed by Miss Laverne, as he didn't call for fouls in the prior contacts that were made with Culbertson.
Well played. It's not persistent infringement if it was never called in the first place.
I didn't see it.
This portion of today's game brought to you by Game On Mouth Guards. And Birmingham looking to add to their 2-1 lead. A flurry of scoring in an 8-minute stretch. Johnson curling for goal. He missed it. Lunt gave that a wave on its way by.
Be thankful that that wave was saying goodbye to it past the correct side of the post as far as Lou City are concerned. That was a fine effort.
Big tug at the back of the jersey. And there, after advantage had been played, play brought back. And Louisville had a chance at a free kick.
Well, I've criticized him. I got to give him compliments when they are due. That is good refereeing right there. Trying to see whether the advantage was going to come to fruition. It did not. So he blows for the foul. This will be a great opportunity for Lou City to find a way back into the game. They have the targets, and Bucky Jarm is good in the air. We know how good Spencer is. And Rasmussen has already scored with his head this morning.
In the 63rd, that's cleared away. And Wright has it stripped by Williams. Rasmussen slides to ground, keeps it alive for Louisville.
Michael Craig was slow to get up after that free kick and remains in the attacking third for the moment. Substitution coming. Tosh. Coming to the bench. I thought he might be coming for a drink, but it's actually Tosh that's out. This is an aggressive substitution made by John Hackworth. Kasana coming in, Tosh coming out. Let's see how the formation changes.
Davis cutting this across, and it's cleared away. Substitution brought to you by MHS Global. Above and beyond. Anytime you put Lucky into the game, it feels a bit aggressive. He really makes defenders work. Lobbed into space. Can Wright get there first? That's a great recovery by a USL Defensive Player of the Year nominee year after year, Paco Craig.
Craig just reads the game so well. With that tactical awareness. His positioning is really good. Culbertson's still struggling with that ankle. So it looks like John Hackworth is actually going 3 in the back.
Culbertson gets the return. Everyone's looking for a handball from the Legion bench. Johnson, nothing doing there.
Imagine that New City will go to a 3-4-3. Asking for a substitution is Culbertson.
He could go to Daigo Kobayashi, who played a little bit at outside back last year in Vegas, but primarily as a midfielder. But Tyler Turner would probably be the most obvious move for the Legion. So Culbertson will make his way off. We mentioned something yesterday during our extended pregame. Congratulations to the happy couple. Louisville City bringing people together, sometimes for life. And a picture of the soon groom-to-be in what was similar to yesterday's conditions. We'll show you that in a moment. Congratulations to you both. The groom machine doesn't stop just because of rain, Matt. I know you were really enthused by this photo.
It just encapsulates everything, all the weather last night. There is some drumming going on, splashing up from the surface, obscuring the groove machine last night. And again, congratulations to the happy couple. Just really the family atmosphere that is around Louisville City FC and the camaraderie with the players, the fans all have.
And you see the opening games in Birmingham, and I've been saying this for years. They get great TV ratings for everything. It's a phenomenal sports town, Birmingham. And I think it wouldn't be wild to see these two be among the more impressive fan bases in USL Championship for a good long time to come. Tyler Turner has moved over to the 4th official. Looks like he'll be the man.
Campanaro, the athletic trainer for Birmingham Legion FC, helping Culbertson off the pitch.
Well, Turner is a very highly respected young talent. He was getting big minutes at 23 years old. Now, back in 2016 for OCB, so pro minutes going back to 19, 20 years old. Ball slipping all the way through toward Mkosana. Will run too far. Notably unavailable for Louisville tonight, Paulo Del Piccolo. Mentioned it yesterday briefly, but obviously I think a new audience has emerged. Louisville's captain is dealing with bursitis in his midsection. It's inflammation, and they'll have to take it week by week, Matt, to figure out what happens in midfield without him, and how long it'll be before they can get him back. What have you made of Louisville's midfield three, sans the one unchangeable portion of that midfield over the last few years?
I think that the three are doing a fine job at the midfield. Playing a triangle with Speedy Williams predominantly as the point on the defensive end, that holding position. But, he's doing a rotation of those players that has been a challenge for Legion FC to deal with. Credit to the visitors, they've done a fairly decent job of forcing the issue as far as Speedy Williams is concerned, as Kasim, the scorer of the first goal in Legion FC history. The ball play forwards from Avila, beautifully taken by Kasim with the left foot. There's the touch with the left foot. There's the control with the left foot. There's the shot with the left foot. And that was a fine effort, reading where the goalkeeper was positioned. There's the thank you to Avila for the ball forwards. And a job well done from Kasim. Zapoko comes in to the match.
Substitution brought to you by MHS Global. And for Eddie Opoku, he arrived midweek. He is on loan from Columbus. And while he can be recalled, the plan is a season-long loan for Opoku. So his first dose of Legion FC soccer is a couple hundred miles to the south of his initial home. Opoku out of Virginia, native of Ghana. McCabe a bit hampered.
First contribution to the action from Turner. There's a clip of the heel of McCabe. McCabe asking the assistant on this near sideline why he wasn't waving the flag for Turner's challenge.
And Louisville's offense has just been in neutral the entire second half. Away from Hoffman, Sawahi's conceded a corner. Matt, we spoke a bit this week with John Hackworth, Louisville's head coach, about problem solving and that being the next step for this group, identifying adjustments and then executing their own adjustments against that. It seems like for the second week in a row, the first 20 minutes out of halftime have been poor.
It has, and certainly you look to the coaching staff to communicate those adjustments onto the field, but also you need the maturity of the players to make their own adjustments as well.
Johnson approaching the byline, the cutback, falls free, Turner, turning, turned away.
Hands to the head. Maybe he could have done better. There were players at the top of the box that could have received the pass to keep the action alive. As it is, Legion FC keep the possession on the throw-in. As a coach, you want your players to make those adjustments as well and read what's going on. And I've given credit to Lou City FC with the players being able to rotate positions, but also at times it makes life difficult because of that rotation. You're not exactly sure who you have available and where they are to pass the ball to. You've seen Spencer coming deep to collect the ball. McCabe, Williams and Rasmussen rotating as well, so it does make it a little bit of a challenge.
Rasmussen, that ball gets up, and we see our biggest splash of the day off of Lopez. Into the final third, cutback ball taken away by Fisher. In the 11-1-0 win over Hartford, they remain winless in their expansion season. In the 11, the much improved side, at least on paper, under Martin Rennie. Dave Saracens found another win for North Carolina. Impressed under the former U.S. men's national team interim manager, knocking off Charleston. Barn burner of the day, which 0 people expected. Bethlehem and Pittsburgh finished 2-2. These teams meeting in the quarterfinals of the Eastern Conference playoffs last year, going to penalties. And Tampa Bay on the road will be pleased to get a point considering their history, but probably wanted more against a Loudoun side that's a very difficult beginning their franchise expansion into USL Championship. Bounces free to McCabe. McCabe slips ahead, and the cutback by Baki Cham is off of Fisher's back heel. Leading into space, Williams!
Van Oekel was interested. That Ball looked like it was going to sail high and wide. But then all of a sudden, it dropped out of the sky and almost on the correct side of the crossbar. In the end, it was inches over. Bucky Jump is going to be disappointed. He's done the good work in getting deep into the attacking third twice now. But the delivery of the pass, the delivery of the cross has not been of the standard needed. The first one in particular was disappointing when he had 4 purple shirts to pass the ball to.
That's Turner involved again. By a Lute. Sawahi and Kosana collects. A screen from the official. Nothing there for Rasmussen. Quarter of an hour to play. Lifted ahead, Spencer's there. Spencer brought it down. Turning shot. Curling all the way along goal line extended. It's a super tight angle. Sawahi cleared by Lopez.
Had a period of play from Lou City, but they still haven't found the killer cross that they need to threaten the net of Van Oekel. Step in from Johnson.
Ball lobbed across. This will be a corner for Louisville.
Johnson did a great job of stepping in and anticipating the pass. But then he was dispossessed quickly by Sawahi. Transition happens. Spencer running across the face of goal. His effort deflected high and wide. Jimenez, can he find the assist off the corner?
Menez to come back to him. Davis opens up to the ball. Sawahi tried to allow it through. Back by Wright, head by McCabe. Williams, Davis. Curling ball back post, Kosana, it's just too tall. Maki Jam, maybe another chance to curl across in. He does for Rasmussen. Laurent. And Apoku will slow it down. Hey fans, head to Twitter, vote for today's Dr. Mark Lynn and Associates VisionWorks Man of the Match. Poll open for the next couple minutes. Vote now, twitter.com/Lou City. Hoffman. Twitter was a different place last time Hoffman was named man of the match on there for Lou City. It's a much simpler time, Matt.
Time I wish it still existed. I'm slowly coming out of the dark ages.
When are we going to get a picture of you on your Twitter profile?
You'd have to teach me how to put it on there.
Herval, Lopez to the pitch and catch, Turner. Johnson. Final touch led him too far.
Nice little sequence there of keep away from the guys in white. Johnson's touch. He's been bright this second half. His touch just let him down. An all-important moment as he sprung himself free into the penalty area.
Kosana heading backward. Turner. This back to Van Oekel. That's a Louisville foul.
McCabe there just coming in high. Arms were high into the back of the opposite number.
Chandler Hoffman was starting one way. I think Sawahi is trying to make sure he goes to the nearest line. Hoffman scoring in his return to Louisville in the 36th minute, giving this Legion side their first ever lead.
That was a delicious ball served by Wright to the back post, curling away from the goalkeeper, and then placement with that wonderful left foot of Chandler Hoffman back across the face of Lunt. Goalkeeper no chance. Kasim on his back to congratulate, and why not? 60 regular season goals.
And last year he was wearing the number 49 and he could not get off it to get to 50 for, felt like about a month. And then the goals started pouring out in the second half of the season. Sort of put his arms back as if to say, I don't need to celebrate this one.
There's a certain amount of satisfaction though, scoring against one of your former clubs.
Lund under pressure. Hang up in the air. The whistle came late. Lopez crashed in there a bit.
Confusion from Tommy, wondering why the foul was called, but the whistle goes. Lou City keep possession when they looked like they were going to lose it.
McCabe leading ball. Maki Jam firing across, bouncing in. It deflects in. It's Louisville's equalizing goal. The 81st minute. Sometimes better to be lucky than be good. Some guys have it both.
When you put it in the right areas, good things will happen. Since he's come on, Lou City have been on the front foot for the most part. Bucky Jam picks up the ball, takes on the defender, curls it across. Lucky Kasana was in the area in the front of the near post. He doesn't get a touch on the ball. And for the second week in a row, Lou City are the beneficiaries of an own goal. And it was Laurent with the touch off his right knee, past his own goalkeeper. And relief for John Hackworth, relief for the Groove Machine.
That goal presented by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. Kentucky Lottery. It is a confirmed own goal by Matthew Laurent. In his professional debut, a yellow card and an own goal out of UAB. Spencer's down behind. A chance now. Birmingham, Opoku. Opoku pushing further, and that slide right on the money from Craig. Needed to be.
Spencer is up. Trying to walk it off. Back into the action now defensively as his team is under pressure.
Johnson for Opoku. Slid away. Comes to Spencer. Well, you think about the shift in dynamic here, Matt. And if you're Louisville, you have already made attacking substitutions. If you're Birmingham, you have already made defensive moves. Could give Louisville a chance to be on the front foot the rest of the way now that they're out for that go-ahead goal.
It's going to be interesting to see how things progress. And do you settle for the point? Do you go out for the 4-3? Lou City, if they do bring in, it looks like Sean Francis is coming in. It's still an aggressive move because of the way the outside defenders play so aggressively for Lou City, going forwards on the attack.
Davis crossing just too far for Spencer. One would imagine Louisville's three-back will again form into a 4-back with Francis checking in a moment. Williams lobbing high. Van Oekel punches away. And the offside flag had been raised. Change coming, but Spencer, another opportunity to try and get in behind Rasmussen. Be replaced by Francis.
You think that this will be a move back to 4 defenders. Josh Davis, the fourth on this attack, does really well. It's the right ball. It's the right run, but I think Spencer, in his hurry to get there, just gets off balance and wasn't able to time his leap and ends up, looks like he's bowing underneath the ball. That's unfair to Spencer. He was just trying his hardest to get into the box, to get anything on the ball. Wasn't able to deliver the touch that was needed.
Substitution brought to you by MHS Global, above and beyond. There is a tactical shift as well. That in a moment. Spencer Jimenez! Yawning net. And he fires it well high.
Knows he should have done better. Spencer could have taken the shot. McCabe delivering a wonderful pass. The pressure from Turner forced Spencer to put the ball out wide. And Jimenez, again, just too careful. We've seen it all game long from the Lou City players. And ends up, it's a nothing shot, high and wide.
This portion of this morning's game brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. 7 p.m. Eastern time start last night. Rain all day. They initially moved start time back a paltry 10 minutes. We thought, okay, 7:16, here we go. Half an hour later, another setback. Eventually closing in on 9 o'clock Eastern. The game postponed to 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central this morning. Teams came back, arriving at the stadium shortly after 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and immediately put on a show for the fans that came back with the tickets. Were still good today as they were last night.
I would certainly argue it was worth waiting for. It's been a good performance by both teams.
Service didn't get over the first line of defense. Lobbed over the top. Right! Brian Wright, brilliant finish. Birmingham leads, final minutes. Is this their first three-point performance?
Confusion, disappointment, celebration from Wright. Well, where was the defense? Watching the ball, falling asleep right at the back post. Lunt with no chance. Collects it beautifully. And then on the half turn, puts it home. A composed finish. He shushes the crowd behind the goal.
He had a great assist earlier on Hoffman's goal. Lunt clearly disappointed. It's his second pro goal coming into MLS and playing a bit with Tulsa in 2017 in the championship. He scored last September against NYCFC in a 1-0 win. On loan from the Revs, making a significant impact. Ball slipped through, flag stays down. McCabe can't put that on frame.
How big is that Jimenez miss? Now, with Legion FC with the lead. This was a lovely ball played through by Jimenez. Lovely timing of the run from McCabe. He takes it early, not able to get the hips around to challenge Van Oekel and net. We've seen Lou City in the past score late to snatch the points or save the points. Can they do it again?
Dancing by Johnson. That's a familiar ball. Johnson's shown a lot of quality in this game. Offset pieces and in the run of play.
The second half for Johnson in particular has been really good. Just amazed that Wright was so open on that second phase of play from the set piece. Everybody for Lou City watching the ball, not paying attention to their marks. And a player of that quality, you cannot give that much time and space in the box, and he made no mistake.
Craig Mkosana charging on. Mkosana, ball bounces away. Still alive for the cross by Jimenez. Going to the back post, Van Oekel gets wrecked by Spencer. And there have been two significant injuries in this half, and so the second half injury time, we have heard, is going to be staggeringly significant.
There will be significant time added to this game. Spencer had every right to go for this. But this is great concentration from the goalkeeper. The ball deflects off of Turner. Comes out to challenge. There is Spencer coming late. There's the collision.
I wouldn't wave a red cape in front of Luke Spencer anytime soon.
Absolutely not.
7 minutes of Sullivan University stoppage time. And Birmingham fans right now are in a borderline panic. It's going to be a long 7 minutes. One more and they can seal the 3 points. Uh-oh, falling down on the field. Mbaki Jam pushing forward by Avila. Firing it across. Mkosana's there. Settles, fires, and deflects straight back. Maybe now Opoku's got room to run. Working on a broken floor. Opoku holding still. Harivo's come forward. Johnson popped away. Lund. Harivo's still on it. Jimenez, who switched off to the right. Francis's substitution, following him toward the corner. If Louisville finds a point here, you'll point to that save by Lund as the difference maker.
Laurent, or Turner, I think it was, on the block. And Kusana's shot took a long time to happen. Allowed the defender to close. And then Harivo worked so hard to get up in support. Wasn't needed in the end. The shot coming in. Lund with the fine save. That was a great sequence all round from Legion FC. From the defensive block to the shot. Could have put this game to bed if it wasn't for the fine effort from Lund.
Throw Birmingham. Hey, Lou City fans, a reminder, Louisville plays again at home next Saturday, April 6th, 7 p.m. against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Tickets available LouCity.com. Call 502-LOU-CITY. Birmingham looks forward to a home game against Red Bull 2 on Saturday, and then they go away to St. Louis. And on 4/20, they host Swope Park, a team that was in the playoffs a year ago. McCabe, big slide, Lopez. It's Davis, and play finally pittered out, and it'll come back for a foul at the edge of the 18. We're not even halfway through stoppage time.
Well, this is a great opportunity. It goes without saying for Lou City off the set piece. This is a great angle, a good distance. Sean Francis puts the ball down. There's a gaggle of players that look interested. Would have been so easy last year. We knew who would be taking this if he was on the pitch. He's no longer a member of the team.
Well, they've got a quorum. Francis and Mbaki Jam are going to be the ones that eventually are going to settle this. It'll be the rookie or the team's veteran outside back. Sean Francis! It's going to go wide. Van Oekel gave it a dive. Never threatened him.
Well, from the angle, you would have thought it would have favored a right-footed shot from Amakijam. But that was a well-taken free kick, just drifting wide of the frame. Francis getting it up over the wall and down the other side, but just dragging his foot over the top of the surface of the ball. Van Oekel was able to breathe a sigh of relief once more.
Ball scissored forward. Spencer will go chase Van Oekel. It's really hard not to be impressed by Birmingham offensively in moments, but over the course of the game with their resolve. They've had answers for a Louisville team that is not all that much different from last year's champion.
It's come to fruition. The fears of John Hackworth. He knew that it was only a matter of time before Legion FC found the way to score goals. And they've certainly done that this morning. Credit them for the response that they had to going behind in the first half. They came back so quickly. And twice in this match, Mike, Louisville City have gone to sleep defensively, and it has cost.
Did that hit Sawahi? Walking, sauntering as if that's not his problem. Ultimately, it's not. 90 more seconds separate Birmingham from 3 points, or Louisville from a heart-pounding one-point effort if they can find a goal. Ball glancing down. Van Oekel will slide over and collect.
And take his time.
Wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
One more minute. Louisville being the measuring stick. North Carolina beat them week 1. Cheers that Dave Sarakin was the answer for North Carolina right off the bat. A win here, Birmingham would certainly feel that they've arrived. Lund. The ball never came to a stop. Headed down into space. Davis not able to get it further forward. Williams. Well, this has the makings of something at least. Jimenez, header! It's just over the top from Davis, and that may secure it for Birmingham.
Well, that was the moment. Fortunate, I think, Lou City, because Lund's ball was moving. He was forced to retake the goal kick, then sent it long. The ball made its way out to Jimenez. The cross was the right one. The header was not.
They've waited long enough in Birmingham. First win in Legion franchise history. Unseating the champion on their home ground. And Tommy Sohn's side have gone to Louisville, waited out a 15-hour rain delay, and made Sunday morning a perfect time for the first win in franchise history.
It was well deserved. The team made adjustments. The team adapted to the conditions and found a way to get the job done, forcing the issue quickly, getting the ball forwards to the flanks when it was needed. And when it mattered most, the defense of Louisville City FC fell asleep, watched the ball, and completely forgot about that man in the middle of the picture, Mr. Wright, as he collects the ball and drives it into the back of the net with the right foot. Lund having no chance. And Magnus Rasmussen, tonight's man of the match, wonders why his headed goal in the first half was not the difference maker today.
Man of the match presented by Vision Works, and it's going to be a disappointing night for Louisville City, who did lead in this game and did find an equalizer. They waited a long time when they came back this morning. Bright sunshine enough to allow Birmingham their shining moment. Finally, they've found a win. Finally, they've found goals, and they flood in. Birmingham 3, Louisville 2. Back with more after this.
At Dr. Mark Leonard Associates, I focus on taking care of my family, but I also focus on taking care of your family. We firmly believe that you've got to give back. Our primary goal is to do what's right for the patient. If that means glasses, contacts, or treating an eye condition, we will be sure you get the care that you need. We want to take care of you the same way we take care of all our family.
This is our family. And here at Dr. Mark Linden Associates, we're focused on your family, the community, and most importantly, your vision.
In 2018, over 2 million people called our firm in their time of need. Morgan & Morgan also led the fight in some of the most high-profile and important lawsuits in the country, from class actions to shooting cases, from bridge collapses to train wrecks and autonomous car lawsuits, from taking on the NCAA to amusement park accidents and environmental cases. We have the resources to take on the largest corporations in America. We fight them toe-to-toe no matter the size or cost. We don't back down. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Tired of the winter blues? Need a break from your daily grind? Ready to press pause and make time for you? Escape to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and let the calming surf, soft sand, and warm sun do the work. With amazing deals all along the coast, it's the perfect time for a seaside getaway. So make time for you. Visit Myrtle Beach, where happiness comes in waves.
You know that coffee shop where people stand in line to pay twice as much for a cup of coffee as some other places? It's not always the lowest price that wins. It's the perceived value. Not every business has to compete based on price. At WDRB Media, we can show you how to brand your business, how to be more efficient with your media placement, and how to be more effective with your results. Give us a call. I'm Marty Hazel. If you knew what we know, you'd have called us already.
Well, Brian Wright has a late answer in the 87th minute. Birmingham's first game-winning goal, a 3-2 win over Louisville City as they unseat the reigning champions. Here's tonight's Toyota move of the game. Let's go places. And this was a moment where things could have shifted before halftime. It was 2-1. Ben Loop pulls this back from the edge.
It was just great concentration from the goalkeeper. Hoffman was there in an offside position, would have been disconcerting for the keeper. And there was Wright trying to get his first goal of the match. Tries to touch it over the goal line, but the faintest of touches allowed the goalkeeper to grasp it back at the last moment, making a fine save. And this was early in the first half as Wright just drags his foot over the top of the ball and puts it past the left post. And the home team, they had their moments as well. This was a fine save from the goalkeeper, anticipating the turn of Williams, where the shot was going to be going. See how early the keeper goes down, bravely at the feet of number 80 for Lou City, and was able to make the save. But there's nothing he could do about this. Fine little hesitation from Tosh, creating a moment of space to cross the ball in, delivers it in the perfect area, and there is the perfect placement off of the header from Rasmussen. But just seconds later, an early ball from Avila finds Kasim on the far flank, and it was a wonderful sequence of touches with the left foot that ends with the outside of the boot into the back of the net. Maybe Lund could have kept his feet a little bit longer, but it was a fine, strong shot with the left boot. And talking about fine shots with the left foot, you expect it from Hoffman. A ball delivered with fantastic accuracy from Wright finds Hoffman at the back post.
Hoffman involved again moments later. This is a side that ultimately could have led 3-1 at halftime if Wright was able to claw that through. Instead, Lund able to save it from the line. We go on to the second half, and this 6 minutes into the second half, a chance if Spencer's just a couple inches further forward, perhaps he gets a better angle. Save Van Okel, who was great tonight. Moments later, over the top, Speedy Williams from distance.
Williams playing the point of the triangle, did a good job tonight, but was thwarted in switching the point of attack by a swarming defensive effort from Legion FC. And then Mbaki Jam puts the ball into the dangerous area. Lucky Mamkasana was in the spot, but in the end it was Laurent's knee that put it past his own goalkeeper. And at that point, the home fans were thinking, can Lou City find a winner? Can they put it into the back of the net to get the 3 points And Jimenez will be wondering why that one wasn't on target. And moments later, he'll be wondering why Wright is open in the second phase of play. As everybody in purple is watching the ball. They should have been watching where Wright was standing. It was a wonderful ball across, collected with the right, shot with the right. Lunt is furious. How can a player of that quality be that open inside the penalty area off of a set piece?
And those the full-time stats this game. You wouldn't have blamed anyone for being a little slow out of bed on Sunday morning. Did not play that way at all.
Absolutely not. It was a wonderful game. And both teams really came to the party. And look at this. Shots on target really tell the story. Legion FC pretty efficient in front of net. It was a wonderfully played game. Lots of competition. I think this one's going to be a rivalry that just keeps growing in the championship as these two teams move forwards.
That was last night. That also was last night. Still last night. Finally, they played today. Birmingham 3, Louisville City 2 for our entire team in Louisville, led by producer Sharni Yerke, director Gage Tillotson, Jose Bueso, Matt Stubbington alongside Mike Watts saying, congratulations, Birmingham. Louisville falls 3-2. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.